Welcome to Let's Play USA, my Let's Play USA. This will be video number 16. At the end of 15, we had just taken Inuitok. Pick up the action now. I want to let the timer go over 1 day so that everything resets properly. Alright. Seems like we have a lot of excess production capacity. Now remember at the last video I said I was trying to do something, I didn't have enough aircraft. So in this video, I'm going to add 8 multi-rolls and 8 interceptors. And then I'll move the production facilities to the bottom of the list. So they're not in the way. Alright, now let's start again. As soon as these Marines are out of their cool-down period, but what I want to do is get some garrison units so that I can garrison these islands in the Pacific as I take them. As soon as I take the Marines off, there's a good chance the Japanese will try to recover the island. And of course, Fletcher's still blockading Alexandria over here. I see here they're not wasting any time. I need to get the rest of these units back ASAP. So we're going to do a strategic redeployment because I've got an armored division and a motorized division closing in on Tunis. One single transport, send him back to Washington. Port strike on Tunis. Come on, interceptors. LeMay. Curtis LeMay. Now it says that I have more efficient laws can be enacted, but I always prefer to leave open society because, yeah, consumer goods are good. Actually, I don't like having partisan effects. Notice this gives +1 partisan effects. I'm just going to leave it on open society. Just a personal preference. Well, I've got plenty of garrisons there. This should be attached to the Pacific headquarters. Should be. Oh, that one was missing something. Missing a garrison unit. So he's one garrison brigade short of a full unit. Alright, well, looks like my Marines are ready to go, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to take Kwajalein. It's all about the airfields. Actually, I don't want him. Halsey can stay and we're going to take Nimitz. Well, we better bring down King. No, we won't go with battleship support. Marines can take it without the shore bombardment. And we're going to set the CAG on air superiority. There's only one Japanese CAG attacking us. Of course, you see they're already bombarding Inuitok, which means Inuitok might be about to come under attack again. Small air search radar, we always like that. Infantry's up to snuff. We're gonna go back with interception. Go back on the air line. I always like to have very good air technology. Come on, Geiger. Get this over with. Well, that's a few more CAGs. There might be. All right. I'm gonna go in the port. And I'm going to bring, well, maybe not yet. I was going to bring a battleship fleet down to prevent the Japanese from moving across the island. You know, you can move freely among these islands without the need of ships. It's slow, but it can be done. But if there's a ship, a battleship fleet or a capital fleet, it'll prevent the units from moving across the ocean, obviously. Now I'm gonna, historically, I'm gonna go for truck. We're gonna see if we can take truck. I almost forgot to put my CAGs back on CAG duty. We really got hammered, look at that. There's a point in the game where air is really, really rough, particularly bombers. You can see they hammered my fleet. Something fierce. That's okay, that's why we've got Halsey standing by. In fact, Halsey's going to spearhead this particular, the truck, because there's a good chance there's some good bombers, a lot of bomber units on truck. And you can see this fleet needs a repair. So we'll let them stay in port. Marines are up to snuff. Looks like King has got one heavy cruiser, the Quincy. It's 82%. .84 is going to have to be enough. I'm going to bring them down the blockade truck. Now I am attacking from the opposite side of the island where the port is. That way I can put my transports here, and if there's any enemy ships in the port, when we take the island, assuming we do take the island, they're not going to leave port and go directly into my transports, which generally I don't worry about, but in this particular case I'm going to. Right there on station, so let's grab the Marines. Send them down. Oh, we can't reach, so we're going to have to rebase to Kwajalein. Kwajalein. I'm not exactly sure how the correct pronunciation of that is. And hope get out of the port and then rebase. I don't actually have to go into the port, I just have to give it the order to rebase and it will, and then I can move it where I want it to move. With these two airfields knocked out, medium tank armor and single engine aircraft. Let's check the medium tank armor. We still want to let that continue running, but we'll go back to air. With these two airfields knocked out, it should be an easier time airplane wise. We'll send Geiger in. Looks like the Japanese have at least a Marine division there. Troop carriers, we always like troop carriers. Looks like we're going to have a carrier battle. What have we got? 18 ships versus 18 ships. However, 6 of these 18 ships are is my transport fleet. So we'll see how this 18 versus 18 works out. 88 and 101. Actually, I'm going to send all of the Marines in because we need to speed this up. Remember, I don't have an excess amount of carriers. I don't build gobs of them like some players do. I suppose many players do. And in fact, this fleet is getting hammered pretty hard, as you can see. It's a good possibility I may lose some. That's war. You do the best you can and hope for the best. Looks like the Japanese lost a good portion of that fleet. I'm not sure we're going to be able to take this island. Their defend modifier is 213. Our attack modifier is 86 to 73. You know what the deal was? Look at that. My battleship fleet had to flee. We're going to have to bring in Kalbfus. We lost. Did we lose everything? We lost everything. Oh no, there they are. I've got to get out of here. This is dangerous. Where's the quickest way out of here? You know what? I don't want to run back through that fleet, so we're going to go this way. Man, I didn't lose any ships, but they just battered my fleet. And I'm counting on Fletcher being able to hold his own, and I'm positive he can against the Italians. Alright, well, that battleship fleet is just gonna, yeah, we need to get him out of there also, because he has no air protection now. Oh, look at that, they caught him. Oh, the Japanese are pursuing me. I couldn't get out. Alright, well, we're gonna see if we can go here. I think I'm gonna wind up losing the majority of this fleet. Which again, as I say, that's warfare. It happens. If it sets me back, so be it. It sets me back. Yeah, I know we've lost the Battle of Bougainville. I just need my fleets to get out of there. Come on, Fletcher. I really am not gonna watch your battles because I trust you, but I need my guys to get out of this combat. Look at that. Oh, my assault ships. I don't want to lose my Marines either, in addition to the ships. Certainly taking their time, aren't they? Alright, now we're going to cut straight north and go right here. If I'm able to get out of this, it'll be a small miracle. Oh, what did I lose? Battleship, heavy cruiser. Light tank armor. I'll let it continue. Wow, that right there is a miracle, ladies and gentlemen. There's too many ships based here. But I gotta get them in port. This port can repair 34, but it cannot supply 34. I don't believe. With the Marines? Wow. I got all 3 Marines. Look at this. They battered this fleet something fierce. That's the way the cookie crumbles. I'm surprised that I did not. It's just, I do believe it's just the techs. Since my techs are so high, that's the only reason I didn't lose any ships. But they're out of commission for quite a while. In fact, if I had to defend these islands right now, I would not be able to, in my opinion. I could always pull Fletcher over. But he's doing such a fine job over in the Med. Alright. Now that we've got some additional forces over here, I'm going to take some of these. I'm going to take 4 of these garrisons. Wow, I'm going to make a run to Wake. See if we can make it to Wake. I need some. Well, I'm going to put interceptor fighters here. I'd rather not, but I can't afford to put them here. I don't think I have the supply capacity. Look at that. Look at that. You know what? I'm going to get these ships out of here while I can. I'm going to take them to Midway if I can get them out of here. Nail biting. To me, at least, this is very nail biting. Halsey held it together, thank goodness. Now, I'm I'm concerned that if I do believe if the Japanese launch an attack now against Kwajalein, I may lose my Marines because I have no way of going in and supporting, helping defend the island other than the Marines that are there. And it's going to take time to repair my fleets. Of course, the Italians are pushing on me. What I need is another, do I have another fleet? I do, the 8th. Okay. I'm gonna send the 8th, no, scratch that. We'll just let it stay. Were those, they were on, there we go. All right, the 8th is gonna go over to Wake Island and rebase, grab some of those garrison units and move them down here so that I can get my Marines out of there. It's okay if I lose garrison units. I really don't want to lose my Marines. Okay, I need a heavy battleship. I'm sorry, a heavy cruiser. What kind of alright, the most advanced heavy cruiser I have will do, which would be the Bremerton. See if we can get him over. To Midway. Alright, here we go. Let's take these 2 divisions. We'll first go here. Drop 1 off. I'm going to move the speed 4 right now. I'm also going to, I think I'm going to move Spruance's battleship fleet over to blockade Alexandria. I'm going to recall Fletcher to Tunis and use his CAGs as bombers to help this right here, because this is not looking good. The Brits are holding for now in Greece. Alright, so let's get some bombs. Ground base attack on the Italians right here. That looked much better. Now we're up to the 80s. There we go. I want you to hold though, since you're low on organization. Alright. We'll leave 1, take the other, drop you off where the Marines are. And hopefully the Japanese are having to repair their fleet also. That was not good. Now grab my Marines and take them out. What have we got? Looks like a new mechanized corps. This one is will be the 2nd Army of Mechanized Corps. The beginning of it, which means it'll be number 5. So this is the 5th mech. And we're going to give him a offensive doctrine leader. I think Buckner is good. Alright, so we've got some garrison units on these 2 islands. Oh, that's that one that's missing. You know what? I'm going to throw 1 garrison brigade into the queue. Wake Island. Oh, that's ground attack at Wake Island. By how much? Looks like I don't know how much right now. What are these guys missing? Self-propelled artillery. I need to add self-propelled artillery to this unit. Okay, well, we don't want them to surround. 3 CAGs at wake. Got a battleship fleet. This is not gonna. No, I don't want this fleet to try to go into wake because obviously there's a Japanese fleet sitting off the coast here. Alright, it looks like Buckmaster has made it with his new heavy cruiser, so we're going to transfer that heavy cruiser to King's fleet. I'm not worried about the Japanese taking the island. I've got sufficient forces there to hold for a bit while my forces continue to repair and recuperate. If I can at least get some see, Nimitz is repaired and fully ready to go along with Kafkas. So we're going to move him to east of the island. Oh, whoa, I did not realize he was there. What have we got? 24 ships. Well, that was a mistake of colossal magnitude. Look at that. I made a huge mistake. I did not realize that battleship fleet was in wake already, and I sent him. Wait. All right. Well, I lost some more. I'm gonna have to send King in. I don't wanna, but I'm gonna have to. I don't have any other options. Wow, that hurt. That really hurt. See if I can get one more day's worth of repairs on King's fleet. I really would like to get it on Halsey also. You know what? I'm going to send Halsey back to port. And we're holding at 56. I need to set these back to Pacific Theater, so they get that bonus. Or they may not, but at least the Pacific Theater commander is getting the benefit of this combat. You can see he's back on Hawaii, but his experience is going at 65, 66. He's getting the advantage of all these units being in combat, and that's what we want. What do we got going on here? Okay, we're going to have to double down on him. Now we're going to use Fletcher to attack here. While he's recovering, I want him to come down here. We've got another. Oh, there's my self-propelled artillery. I just didn't add it. Okay. Well, this looks to me like the 4th Mechanized has all this self-propelled artillery. It's complete. It is. Alright, so we're going to try to move them. I don't have any transport fleets at the moment, so we're going to strategically redeploy them. We'll let Halsey continue to repair. Nothing else, I need the aircraft repaired. Pretty sure these garrison units are going to hold off the Japanese. I could send in an attack, but what I'm going to do, air-launched torpedoes, we're going to let that continue to go. We need to sink these ships, and that's going to help. Coming on up, looking good. I cannot believe I made that mistake. But now I need a battle cruiser. I'm sorry, a battleship, and a couple of light cruisers, a destroyer, or 3 destroyers. I probably don't have. I'm gonna have to take a battleship, and I think destroyers. Yeah, I'm gonna 3 destroyers. It's gonna limit his range, But I'm running out of capital ships. For now, we'll put him at Midway. Harper's getting his good training in, you could say. Come on, Curtis. LeMay is doing okay, I suppose. That river is really killing me right now. We're going to see if we can attack out of Tunis into the side of this armor division. I'm going to have to stop that attack because he's running out of organization. Where's 8? Where's 9? I can't get 9 out of here. Okay, the Japanese just gave up on Wake, which means I can get 9 back to Boston, New York in this case. And now they're going to try Midway. Alright, we've got some technology here that we can use. Go back to air. Go fighter ground control. Alright, now that allows me a chance to slip Caspus. Well, no, I don't want to do that, do I? You know what? I need to sink some Japanese ships. Which means I'm going to interdict. Oh, okay, what have we got? 6. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'll bring in the battleship fleet now. That should make it 12 on 6. Come on, Halsey. I always have great confidence in Halsey. Alright, we won that battle. Looks like the Japanese are heading southeast, so we're going to go with them. Looks like the battleship fleet's going to get there first. King, come on. Tear into him. USS Washington. Pride of the fleet. I can afford my losses. The Japanese cannot. I can replace. The US has the industrial capacity to replace its losses. Japanese simply do not. Now don't get me wrong, I can't continuously lose ship after ship after ship because it does take time to replace, especially these capital ships. Alright. Everybody rebased. He's going to have to halt his advances also. He's not really getting anywhere. Well, as long as we can hold them right here, I'm content with that. Light tank guns, 44. We're going to continue to let them go on since we're having a lot of land combat here. No more combat off of Alexandria for Spruance. Let me look at my politics. Organization regain rate, elastic defense doctrine. Capital ships. You know, I'm going to replace this with naval base efficiency. We're going to replace naval. Nah, we'll leave naval aviation. We're going to go with air superiority. Okay. Well, it looks like my fleets are going to replenish. We're going to bring Kaufbus over to hook up with those other ships that we brought from. There they are right there. Washington. Now that the Japanese have broken off. And we'll leave Nimitz at Wake. At least when they're attacking Wake and Midway, they're not bothering these two down here. That's Buckmaster. Alright, so we need to put Kaufbus and Buckmaster. Transfer those vessels over. Well, it could have been worse. Nav ground, nav pilot, and heavy cruiser. I'm going to continue to let those go. And the heavy cruiser anti-aircraft. Not certain what's... I believe that what did all the damage was the aircraft during that last fleet engagement, because not only did we have a large Japanese fleet, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of naval bombers here on Truk, because Truk is their bastion historically. I'm not sure about in game, but I always like to think it mirrors it somewhat. We're going to continue to let that go also. I know my fighters are a match for anything the Italians can throw at them, so I'm not particularly worried about that. Now that I've got some free moments, I'm going to move Transport Fleet 8 out of the Pacific. It's going to be my replenishment fleet for the East Coast, moving forces from the East Coast to the African theater. Small warship AS. Alright, that's out, which gives me an extra. Sticking with the air. And we have some units coming up. Alright, so he's going to be attached to the 5th Mechanized Corps, and I'm going to give him a commander, which is going to be a level 1. Alright. Quickly fill out these guys. This 5th Mechanized Corps is going to help greatly. But something, I need to jog my memory about something here. Okay. What was that? That was capacity in Portland. That must have rounded it out. Yep, so that means I need to add one somewhere. And we're going to do it in Oklahoma City. Heading back over to Africa. Looking good here. I'm a little worried. Not, I guess worried, but oh, that's why. Okay, these guys have completed. Now I'm gonna see if I can bring them down. Well, I have to pull them out, and that's where I need to put. That's where I wanted to put these garrison units. Suppose I forgot about that between taping between sessions. So now we've got the 1st Armored Corps, which can go over and help. Okay, I'm now going to running out of level 1, so I have to switch to level 2. Alright. Now number 9 is going to take, I'm not going to have enough. Transport Fleet number 9 is going to take these 2 garrison units. We're going to go to Scapa Flow, rebase there, and then from Scapa Flow we're going to move over and put these garrison units in Oslo and Bergen. That way I can take some of those mechanized units out of there. Alright, strategic bombers coming off production. Alright, Halsey's almost back up to speed completely, along with his battleship fleet. Nimitz is good always. Wasn't damaged. We're going to retry Truk. Truk, as I said, was a bastion historically, and Rabaul. And we're gonna try Truk again. I'm gonna leave. If I can get Truk, then we'll move on and get Guam and Saipan. I'll leave Rabaul, and the Japanese will still need to send supply convoys down in this area, and that'll allow me to base some submarines over in Truk and start working on their supply convoys. Come on, Halsey. And my transport fleet is almost back up to full capacity also. Now I need to start thinking about possibly, since we got that, I need to start another run for another mechanized corps. So let's do that right now. And we always start with mechanized armored car, and self-propelled artillery, which will be the headquarters unit, not rocket. Okay, and then the rest of it will include a tank destroyer, and that'll be 5. Alright, again we'll move the industry down to the bottom of the list. They come up as they can, they're not a priority. While I've got a little bit of time here, I'm going to see if I can up my officer ratio. It's dropped to 139. I prefer to keep it at 140. Okay, we're just now arriving in the UK, in Scapa Flow. Now I'm going to go ahead and board, rebase into Bergen. 8's going to come up here to Boston. And now to move the, I have enough. I'm going to have to add more. Got to have 405. I've only got 200. And these are only transports. So what I'm going to do, transports are fine since this fleet is not going to be engaged in any combat. And I'll use the transports to ferry from the continental U.S. to the far-flung reaches, and then use the assault ships to do the actual invasions. Alright, we'll combine these two fleets, which gives me 400. Oh, I need one more. Boy, I miscounted, didn't I? Alright, we'll check out Tunis again. These guys are recovering, which is nice. Now what I'm going to do is, when this, actually, I'm going to leave them right there in Oran. Alright, Spruance, you got your chance, buddy. Way to go. Recovering nicely. Recovering nicely. Doing well. Alright, so what's going to happen then is I'm going to move this armored division, armored corps, straight to Tunis. They're going to homestead. That's going to allow me to use these mechanized, which is the 3rd mechanized, to push these. I'm going to engage the Italians. I don't want to necessarily push them back. Then I'm going to pick up these fellas and come around and land behind them over here in Tripoli. For that, I'm going to need Fletcher and Spruance. So let's see what we've got here. Alright, let's take one of these, attach him to Norway headquarters, and try to slip him over here without the Germans bothering with this fleet, hopefully. Okay, now I'm going to take out my current defenders, just leaving the garrison unit. Make sure we don't waste any production. And go back to Bergen. Alright, so this is all we're going to have as far as... Now as soon as these guys get down here, now I've got the first mechanized that I can use. I'm going to transport them over here just to not get into range of the German air. And I want to bring them down to Casablanca. Because, as you can see, they need self-propelled artillery, and I've got self-propelled artillery sitting right here, waiting to be married up with individual units. Alright, looks like I'm ready I'm all but ready, and more assault ships coming out of production. I'm all but ready to go and attack. Give it just a couple more days. We're going to go and attack Truk again, but this time we're going to take the whole fleet. Both. We're going to take Halsey, King, and Nimitz, and Kaufman's. Take everybody. So it's going to be do or die. Either the Japanese destroys everything I have in the Pacific, or we take this island, one or the other. And that's the way I like it. We just don't know what's up in the air. So you can... Let's work on these guys. Maybe we can work them down. Not necessarily just their manpower, but also their organization. Which is great. Well, I'm about at the end. I think I've ran long. So probably the next video is where I try to attack Truk again. It's a nail biter. I really honestly cannot believe I got all my ships out of that last attempt. But we'll see what happens on the next one. Thank you for watching.